So that does come into play. Definitely. That comes into play and has a lot to do with it. And then when you put that mindset into a scenario with someone such as Michelle, then it can be used as a weapon and viewed as a weapon. Not an effective one every time, but a weapon pulled out nevertheless. No pun intended.
Do you think you've been able to educate some of these people? The person I was referring to specifically.
Oh no, it's not even worth it. That's some other insecurity going on. That's a fight that particular person is having within their self.
You don't think you've made any progress in educating this person?
No, because I never, we never had a conversation of that. It wasn't that direct. It was more so, if you find the right guy, you will be with him. And I would ignore it. And then it was like every time I saw that person, the same conversation, I finally said, I really like women. I was a little vulgar just to like try to get it across. Yeah, I said something like, for shock value, like, do you get it? And I think that there's just something very naive going on with men. Think that there's something unique about them that could change you. That's a very naive thought. Because, I'm going to say something. I was on Facebook entertaining nonsense one day. I was at a pool site. And there was a picture up, and it said, it was of two lesbians. One was pregnant. The capture said she thinks she's the daddy. And the guy said, I could change her. One of the comments, I always go down and read the comments. I could change her with my magic penis. He actually said dick. But that's what he said. And I start laughing to myself, and I said, all right, I normally don't entertain this kind of nonsense, but I'm in West Hollywood at the pool, so I have time. I have a cocktail, so why not? And I said, I addressed the guys. I said, first of all, you're very naive in your way of thinking. I can tell you know absolutely nothing about women. I said, because if you did know, you would realize that it depends. There's several things you have to take into consideration here. First of all, you have to take into consideration who's your audience. What that particular person like in front of you. Do you guys have the same rhythm? Do you have the proper stick? And then after you take all that into accountability, do you even last long enough to make any of those things happen? Rhythm, stick,
stamina.
Okay. And then after you figure out all that, does she even come from penetration? There's so many things to take into consideration. It's just dumb. So it's like when you hear men talk like that and they think something's really unique about them, although these women been out here and dated all different kind of men, and she still chooses to be with a woman, and you still think there's something unique about you, that's your own nonsense insecurity, and you can tell you know nothing about women. Yeah. I said a lot. I didn't mean to say all that on camera. Oopsie daisy.
You're good.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
All right.
Should I do an out cue?
If you want.
Okay. I'm Sunni Khalid for Real Triple Threat. Bingo.
All right.
Thank you.
No, this is fun. It's fucking hilarious. But
I was trying to put more humor into it. What did you think over there? Sit back watching it, because he'll tell you project. That talk louder.
You did talk loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you see over there while we're still sitting here?
It was pretty good.
It was better.
Pretty good, yeah.
It was long, huh?
It was kind of long.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah, but you're both of you are well spoken.
59 minutes.
Do you
Well,
think,
good.
really?
Good stuff.
It's a lot of good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Do you think people will be interested to hear what we have to say?
And I think the fact that we know each other.
Sunny was digging. He was digging. He wouldn't let go. I
Uh-huh.
like that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Farther.
No,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
just like, okay, yeah, this is, I mean, the fact is, I was telling Michelle, my mentor, Leon Dash, is an investigative reporter with the Post, and he did a couple of books, one on black teenage pregnancy and one on 3 generations of heroin addicts. And he went back generations, and it was just like, they're going to give you bullshit the first time they talk to you. They could give you a little less bullshit the second time. It's third and fourth time. You have to try to establish simpatico. And he was dealing with heroin addicts who had been stealing and robbing and all that other
Right.
stuff. They were sociopaths too. So he had to get past all of that. Now, neither of you are sociopaths. But the fact is that we had established, I think, a simpatico the first time. You felt comfortable enough to have your face on camera this time. And you felt more comfortable for me to address you as Elizabeth this time. There was a simpatico, so you knew you were used to me. It wasn't like I was a stranger. A stranger the first time, not a stranger after that.
True, Sunny, but that wasn't how I approached today. When I came the first time, and we really haven't had an in-depth conversation, I just knew I was coming to support Michelle with her project. So I didn't know what I was going to be asked to do. When it was all over, looking back on it, and knowing that my contribution was pretty sizable, I thought.
Yes, indeed.
I feel it's important to not talk from the back of my head. People need to see my face. People need to see where these thoughts are coming from. Who is this person? I think that's important so they can hopefully make a connection with what we're doing. So that's why I came dressed ready for camera.
Everything happens for a reason. That's why the last stuff wasn't good, because it was important to shoot this way.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Everything happens for
And
a reason.
everybody has their own, Nefertiti lives a certain lifestyle. We all live very different lifestyles. And because of her lifestyle choices, she does not want to appear on camera talking about this topic. And she has some very, strong...
She lives as a woman. She doesn't want to be...
She lives as a woman,
yeah.
and there are people who think she is a biological woman that may come in contact with this video, and then her, So for her,
And she's been through so much.
Oh, man.
she's been through so much, and she's very fragile. So,
I could see that.
but for me, I'm more than happy to be on camera and talk.
I wish we could get more into the high school scandals. That was
No.
that was
People,
hilarious.
when they see this, some of those boys are going to be, don't you say nothing.
30, 35 years later, they can still care? They might.
Oh, no, they don't care. Trust me.
See, I didn't-
My man is not negotiable.
See, I didn't think any of this until like I said, Mike Preston, who's coming in next week with the covers the Ravens. He was saying me, yeah, Ray Lewis. He said, supposed to be the big He-Man and everything. No, Ray Lewis goes both ways. It's all of the Deion Sanders, Shannon Sharp, all those guys. It's just because I remember when I was a boxer, you knew there were certain boxers who were gay.
If I was a man, and I'm just gonna put it out there, and I have pussy every which way I can have it. Girls, the fight Jane Kennedy's and Holly Berry's jumping fences just to be with me. After a while, that is gonna get old. And in Hollywood, you always got someone offering you some type of blowjob. And there's gonna be a night that I have a little liquor, and something's gonna happen. I think that's just the way it goes. I think when you are comfortable with your sexuality, I think you just start exploring. That's just my take on it. It is what it is. Some people are scared. They want to live in a box. Some people are I'm okay with walking that line. It doesn't mean anything. You can still have your preference. Your preference still could be a woman. But you might sometime want to, adventure off. It's like somebody said, I'm not going to die. My life is not sleepy. I know some people that are very old that have done a lot of things, and I kind of admire them that they're comfortable enough to do it.
Nefertiti and I have talked about, we kind of laugh actually, because when we were first coming out, 18, 19 years old, the older and more seasoned transgenders, of course, that term wasn't even around back then, but those who were like us, but further ahead than us, their ultimate goal was to have the complete sex change operation. They wanted to transform themselves into as complete a woman as they possibly could, and usually the underlying reason for it was so that they could get into a relationship with a man who would, number one, accept them, and then the real ultimate goal was to be accepted by society and live your life completely as a woman, and you just erase all the other 18 or 20 years.
There's going to be kids later that have aunties and don't know what they are. you know, uncle just gonna marry somebody. She's gonna look like a woman. She's gonna live as a woman. That's gonna be auntie. I'm sure some people are already living like that.
They are.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Because there's that one transgender that would have me looking at her. She's this curly haired woman. You see
Oh, I
her?
know who you're talking about.
She's-
Janet Mock.
Oh, she is gorgeous.
She is.
Oh,